Birmingham. Yeah, come on, energy. That's right. We could divide this room up and make an offense and a defense and have a little competition that might wake us up. I don't know, but if I were to divide it right in the middle, this has a lot of really good-looking guys on this side. All the women in here are beautiful. So the guys on this side, we'll say you're the offense, and we'll say you guys over there, you're the defensive guys. And you know, it's very important that in any team setting, whether it's a business or whether it's a football team or the Salvation Army, or that everyone's on the same page, and we're a tempo offense. So it's very critical that when we go into these loud stadiums, we get off on the same count. So we want to see tonight if you can do that. We're all on the same team tonight. We're on the Army's team, and this is going to signify when my hands cross the snap of the football. And so all I want you to do is just get your hands together and clap in unison when my hands cross. All right, so we'll go offense first. Here we go. Well, you get ready. Your hands are not even up. I mean, yeah, you got to get ready. I mean, it's time to play now. All right, ready? What do you think, defense? Nah, that wasn't real good. That wasn't all you. All right, defense. Whoa. Defense did it really well there. All right, offense, you get one more chance. Much better. I'm an offensive guy. I kind of like you guys. I want you to win. Defense. There's flags all over. Flags are all over the field, and Jim Gorey is in the stands right now. Freeze's team can't even stay on side. You know that. So, you know what? There was a man born. His name was Odd. How about that for a name, Odd? He hated his name. And so after he got married, he made his wife promise him one thing. When I pass, please don't put my name on my tombstone. She honored his request. And he passed, was buried. She honored his request to not put his name on the tombstone. The funny thing about that is every time somebody walks through the cemetery, they look at that and they say, isn't that odd? Now, some of you are saying that right now about me. Isn't it odd that a football coach would be here? Well, I want to jump right into what I have to say. I'm not going to be long. But I'm very passionate about certain things in life, and what I'm going to share with you tonight, I think if you will really listen to it and take the points that I present, I really believe it can be a game changer for you. It was for me. There was a commercial a few years back. It was a Nike commercial. We're a Nike school, so I've got to give them some pub. It comes on, and Jerome Bettis, some of you guys that are my age remember him, great running back in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's running through a forest. He has a ball in each hand. The ultimate goal of any running back, first and foremost, is ball security. If you cannot take care of the ball, you really can't play running back. And he is hitting trees high and tight with the ball, spinning off, rolling off. Then it goes to a scene in the park. And Wayne Gretzky, one of the great hockey players of all time, is on rollerblades in the park, and he is working his craft with that puck, and he is checking little children, the elderly, anyone that's in his way. I mean, he's checking them, working his game. Then the scene goes to a hospital hallway. Peekaboo Street. World downhill skier comes out in a wheelchair after surgery, rolling down the hallway. All of a sudden, another athlete comes out from the other side. They're in the hallway. You can see it in your mind. All of a sudden, they start competing. Faster and faster, and they go out the dark end of the hallway, and the screen goes black, and these words come up. What are you getting ready for? I think that's an interesting question. Sometimes I think we get so bombarded with life, man, we really forget what we're getting ready for. And we lose sight of maybe what the priorities should be. It's very easy to do in my world, and I'm certain if we were to poll this great audience that you would say to yourself, man, hey, I've been there this week. I've been there this week where, man, I couldn't even really tell you if my priorities were right. I want to share with you three very quick things that I think will help you. If you really want to get ready for it, number one, you must know what it is. And it must be clearly defined. It must be written on your heart, written on your mind, written on your desk, written on my mirror at my home, what my it is. It is on my mirror literally. When I get up in the morning, I have to look at it. I am reminded every single day, this is what the driving force is. This is the priority. And it has to be the main thing, whatever that it is. If you come to our place at Ole Miss, many of you don't want to, some of you do. There's a few rebels in the house. But if you come to our place at Ole Miss and you walk down to the defensive side of the hallway, you can ask a manager, you can ask a GA, you can ask a full-time coach, you can ask an analyst. I don't care who you ask, but I guarantee you, if you ask them, what is your defensive it? They all will tell you it is to relentlessly pursue the football and knock the snot out of the opponent. Every one of them know it. And if you turn around and you walk down to the offensive side and you ask anybody that works, from player to manager to coach, what is your offensive it? To be a fundamentally efficient scoring machine. If you call our coaches who are on the road right now, tell me your recruiting it, every one of them will tell you, without hesitation, it is to develop dynamic relationships with the student athlete and all those involved in his decision-making process. What about in your position meeting? Once you get your kids here, what's your it? To capture the hearts and minds of our players. It is clearly defined. Now, I don't know what your it is, but I can tell you this, the God we serve has something for you. He has something for you, and it's only you that can do it. I can't do it for you. Your mom can't do it for you. Your brother can't do it for you. It is for you to do. And I would suggest to you tonight, I don't know what your gifting is, and I don't know what your it is. I don't know what kind of husband you really want to be, what kind of friends you want to be, what kind of dad you want to be. I don't know all those things. That's not my business. But I would submit to you tonight that a great place to start having an it would be to be a change agent for hope in somebody's life. That might be just volunteering for the Army here in Birmingham. It might be adopting somebody. I'm going through all of this in my world, trust me. I'm going through more stuff in my world than I ever signed up for. And you know what about it? There's something sweet about it. There's something sweet when you get to a point and you just say, you know what? I surrender, and I just want to do stuff that matters, that means something, that has some lasting something to it. That when I go to bed at night, I can look myself in the mirror and say, you know what? I didn't cheat myself at all today. I gave it. I died to self and I gave. So I would suggest to you tonight, man, if you really want to know what it is, that's great. Have your offensive, defensive, special teams. We got all of that. It's important. Have your business it. Have your family's it. Well, your mission statement for your family. Have all of those things. But somewhere in there, please consider being a change agent for hope in somebody's life. Second thing I would say to you, you know what your it is, you get that all worked out in your mind, and you say, you know what, okay, I'm giving it up. I'm tired of living. The happiest people I know, by the way, are the most giving people. They're the happiest people I know. My papa never had anything. He always gave it away. He was the happiest man I ever knew. He's my hero. I go back, every time I go back, man, I have to go visit my papa's gravesite just to tell him that. Thank you for teaching me what you taught me. He just gave it all away. It didn't matter. Didn't matter race, didn't matter color, didn't matter anything. Just give it away. He's the happiest people I know. Second thing I'd say to you, you got to have a game plan to accomplish your it. You want to be great as a husband, father, man, hey, it's got to be, you got to be intentional about that stuff. It doesn't just happen. Same way with being a change agent of hope. You got to have a game plan. You know what? It'd be very foolish of me to go back to the office next week and say to our team, hey, guys, we got a chance to have a pretty good team next year. And we get to open up with a top 5 opponent, Florida State, in a neutral site game in Orlando, Florida. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Neutral, I don't know. I'm not sure that's going to be neutral. I told my AD, let me just define for you what neutral is, okay? Neutral is somewhere we go, we don't have to go silent cadence, all right? If we have to go silent cadence, it's not neutral. He said, yeah, but it was a lot of money. Oh, okay, well, just say that, but it's not neutral. We're playing an away game against a top 5 opponent, like we need another one of those on our schedule. But we'll be excited for that. But it would be pretty foolish for me to go in front of our team and tell them, hey, we got a chance to be a good team. We're going to show up down there on September the 5th, Monday night, only football game on Monday Night Football, us in Florida State. And in the meantime, I'm fixing to go play golf and go fish. And y'all show up in Orlando. Don't be late. And we'll get in that locker room. We'll get your stuff on. We'll go see what them boys got. That would be pretty foolish without a game plan that we've practiced, that we've worked on. Because I don't know the last time you checked, but I'm pretty clear on what my game plan is, but I still make mistakes. I'm pretty clear on what kind of husband I want to be, but I still make mistakes. My wife tells me all the time, Hugh, you're one step from stupid. And she's right. She's right. And hey, all you men, elbow them, ladies, because we all can step into stupid land really quick. It doesn't take long for us to step into it. But you got to have a game plan, and I would suggest to you a few things around your game plan. Number one, it starts with, this may shock you, it starts with recruiting. It starts with the recruiting. The way we turned around our game plan at Ole Miss is we recruited better players, better kids. I want to tell you, my grandma used to tell me, you are who you hang around with. There's some truth to that. You want to accomplish your it, whatever you said it was, and let's just say that you leave here and say, you know what, I'm going to accept that challenge. I'm going to be a change agent for hope. Then guess what your first game plan is? You need to get around some people of like-minded, or you'll lose that drive. So you got to attach yourself to somebody that says, you know what, come with me. I'll go to the soup kitchen with you. My wife she does soup kitchen, pantry. I mean, it's every day. I don't even ask her anymore where she's going, but you know what, I just love it because she has so much joy now because she's just giving. We started our foundation a year ago, and it was her and Tim Tebow that shamed me into it really one night. He just basically shamed me until I said, I'm in. I'm in. I'm doing it. We've given over $1 million away in 1 year. We adopted a village in Haiti. We got them fresh water. We got them farming God's way. We've adopted an orphanage in Africa, and my wife and girls go over there. Man, we've put 2 couples from Mississippi over there that are making a difference in people's life. I get those videos, I cry like a baby. Just because we said, I've had enough and I just surrender. And we want to do something that matters, that counts. So you've got to recruit some people around you, or if they won't recruit you, you go recruit them. Hey, I want to see what it's like. Can I go with you to do this? There's a couple guys up here that'd be glad to recruit you to come help. But it starts with recruiting. Second thing I would say is you got to decide what your core values are. Real quickly, I know my time is short, so I'll go real quick through these. Ours at Ole Miss and in my family are faith, attitude, mental toughness, integrity, and love. Those are our core values, and it's what I try to do and make every decision I make based upon those. Faith, I tell our kids all the time, you don't have to believe as I believe. That's up to you, but I will tell you this. There'll come a point in your life where you'll need something bigger than yourself. I don't know if you've gotten to that point yet or been through that, but you keep living, you will. But you'll need something bigger than yourself. Attitude, we define that too by the way we talk to ourselves. That's all attitude is. It's what we believe about us. It's not what Twitter says about me. It's not what the papers say about me, not what national media says about me. It's not any of that stuff. It's what do we believe about us? That's what really matters. Integrity, doing things the right way. Love, we define love as the ability to handle the inconveniences that come with relationships. Another elbow moment, ladies. Love is the ability to handle inconveniences that come with relationships. You put 120 guys from different cultures and backgrounds in a room and say, hey, we're going to be a team. There's some issues there now. And we've got to learn to love one another, to handle the inconveniences that come with it. And then I want to tell you what the secret sauce is. The secret sauce, the longer I live, the more I'm convinced, is mental toughness. To not let the hate, the prejudices, everything that is in this world, to let it drive you away from what you know should be your it. And here's what mental toughness is. It is the ability for me to get up tomorrow morning. Third thing in your game plan, you recruit the right folks around you, decide who you want to be through core values and how you make decisions. And lastly, this is really, really sophisticated, okay? Go do something. Go. Sometimes I want to tell my wife, I don't need any more right now. She's like, hey, I know we're doing this and doing that, but I just saw this video. We've got to get to be a part of this. Jill, no, Hugh, I don't ask you for anything. And she doesn't. She's very low maintenance, but Hugh, this orphanage here, we have to get involved. Yes, ma'am. Let's get involved. Go do something that adds hope to someone else in this world. I don't know what that looks like. I don't get to decide that for you. I just promise you this: happiness, joy, peace, and purpose will follow. Maybe some suffering too. I'm not one that stands with rose-colored glasses and tell you everything's going to be all peachy and ice cream and everything all the time. You start giving of yourself, hurt will come. Someone will sting you. It's still worth it. Roy Regal, he's playing center, 1929 Rose Bowl. California Bears, Georgia Tech. Snaps the ball on the given play. He's blocking his man until the whistle blows. When a lineman's dream occurs, there's the football. He scoops that football up. He runs 10 yards. True story. Maybe a little ad-lib by me. He scoops that ball up. He runs 10 yards. I'm sure he's thinking in his mind, man, I'm fast. He goes 20, 30. I'm sure he's thinking in his mind, man, them coaches had it all wrong. I should have been the tailback. Why am I playing center? He goes 40, 50, 60 yards he runs, true story, before he's pulled down from behind by his own teammate. He was running the wrong direction. It's funny as we laugh about it now. I'm sure it wasn't to him, and I bet you if you think about your life, I've been there, and some of you'd say to me tonight, Coach, I've been running the wrong direction. I hadn't recruited the right people around me. Man, I have no idea what my core values are, and I sure hadn't been doing something that's giving hope to others. I'll come back to that in a minute. The last thing I would say to you, know what your it is. I hope you'll consider it being a change agent for hope. Have a game plan. Told you what that looks like. Last thing, no matter what. No matter what. No matter what comes against you, what heartache comes, what disappointments come. I've had a few of those. No matter what, stay in the game. There is too much at stake. There is someone counting on you. You cannot go stay in the training room. You have to stay on the field. You have to get up the next day with mental toughness and do it again, even when it's hard, even when it's tough. I'm quite certain old Roy Regal was in halftime with a towel over his head. I can see it. I embarrassed myself. I embarrassed my university. I embarrassed my family. Coach Nibs, I don't even want to go back out the second half. I've had enough of this. That's heartache. That hurt. Coach Nibs did a great job getting him to go back out. Finished the second half of the Rose Bowl. I wish I could tell you that they won the game. They didn't. They got beat 10-9. Quite certain that his play had direct outcome on that. It was a factor. It was disappointing. It hurt. Didn't win that day. I did a speaking road trip about a month ago for 7 straight days, and we started the speaking tour in Atlanta, Georgia at the College Football Hall of Fame. It's a great place if you've never been there. It's very neat. They didn't win that day, but guess whose name I found in the College Football Hall of Fame? Roy Regal. You see, you may be going the wrong direction, and you may have many times in your life. I have too. You can still finish different. You can decide today to be an agent of change, and it all change. Stats tell us that 0 to 19 is the first quarter of your life, 20 to 37 is the second quarter of your life, 38 to 56, third quarter of your life, 57 to 75, fourth quarter of your life. Some of you right now saying, thank God for overtime. Amen. I have no idea what quarter you're in, whether it's first, second, third, fourth, or overtime. But it's obvious to me tonight that you still have something to give. You have life. You have something to give, however small it is. There's a lady in Oxford that brings us cookies every single week on Wednesday. It is her gift. It is her being selfless. That's what she does, and she gets the greatest joy out of that. And when she found out I liked those little chocolate ones with pecans that were my favorite, I mean, it lights her world up. And some of you think, well, that's very small. It's not to her. She's giving. I don't know what quarter you're in, but I know this. You have a chance to be in the greatest game on earth, and that is giving someone else hope. I pray that we'll all leave here and find a way to do just that. God bless you. Thank you.